Good evening, Kenneth Torres Capital. This is the nightly strategy podcast for September 20th, 2022. Start with the market 150. Disappointing news today. Price is in the bottom 20% of that 150-day look back. Over 20% now. We're back officially into bear conditions and looking gloomy. Zooming in on the 30-day look back. You can see that today was a gap down and then a sell off. So relatively small range. It's still held at that key price level above 380. So it hasn't collapsed yet, but one more day like this and pain and suffering are soon to follow. So this is troublesome in every way. It was not a vote of confidence today. This is the 30-minute chart and the 5-day and the 10-day look back. And you can see that it little slight gap down, a brief moment of buying pressure, could not even get through the dragon, rejected the top of the dragon. PSAR remained in effect, and it closed weakly until the last 30 minutes when it bounced slightly. But this was a not a follow-through day to the upside. The only positive thing was that it didn't quite fail. If you were a real optimist, you'd say, well, isn't that a COTA 2 right there? And I would say, yes, it is. And would I be willing to buy a breakout above the PSAR? Yes, I would. Hold my nose and be ready to run at the first sign of danger like the scared rabbit that I am. Sectors, just about everything down. The S&P was down 1.15%. VIX, Apple, agriculture, Brazil, Mexico, the only things in the green. Tesla was the best of the worst. Real pain and suffering in materials, consumer discretionary, marijuana, Intel, NVIDIA. Oh, there's all the chips just getting slaughtered. The Russell was down, finance was down, energy was down. Nothing good about this market. Sniper trade of the day, this was Brazil. So yesterday's 16-hour win in Brazil made me very interested in Brazil today. So the gap down to collect all of the stop losses, and then a 1-2-3 exit on the recovery. I was ready and raring to go. Standard risk box, it moved up smartly, and I took the standard exit at the PSAR. I waited for COTA 2. I took the PSAR. Standard risk box. There was a possible second entry here, but the market was so weak that I was content just to manage one and manage it properly, and then took the PSAR exit. I took this one as a PSAR flip because this is where the S&P and everything started crashing, and so that returned about 1 R on a PSAR flip. So this was about half an R, that was about 2 R, that was about 1 R, so that's about 3.5 for the day. Shifting now to the daily, we'll go to dashboard number 1, bearish normal, dramatically oversold in every dimension. The risk Z at a critical state. Tesla is still holding up well, but otherwise Johnson & Johnson, United Health, Procter & Gamble in healthcare, and then the ubiquitous McDonald's. Max Payne's, Alcoa, Nike, Home Depot, Microsoft, and Boeing. Microsoft just can't get out of its own way. Lots of dojis today, though, and plenty of auto framers. 2 5DDs that are worth noting. Microsoft is a doji and a 5DD, and 6-to-1 on the reward to risk ratio. That has to be ready to go tomorrow. Visa, 5.9-to-1 in a 5DD. Otherwise, the winners today, Apple and Boeing. Weakness in Alcoa, Caterpillar, Home Depot, and Nike. Big breakdowns here in Pfizer and Verizon and Cisco. ETFs, just about everything on an auto framer, decent frames. Lots of dojis today. Breakdown in Europe and the Euro-Asia blend, and in U.S. real estate. That's still a surprise to me, I must say. Auto framers, a buyer's market, starting at the top with Cliff, Alcoa, and U.S. Steel. 3 out of the top 4 better than 8-1. Yeah, I don't need to look much further. Just add Microsoft in Brazil and you can make a meal out of it. Daily squeezes, Alcoa and U.S. Steel. So they had small ranges today, which suggests maybe the fix is in. I'm ready for one-day pops on them, and intraday is the only way. Buyer's market here in the Godzillas for the S&P. I'm especially attracted to PKG, International Paper, again, EXPD, and UDR because of the double volatility of 5-day and 1-day. In the tactical symbol set, Cut and Wood and Cliff all looking good. Just a handful of fireworks and fence sitters. The most volatile ones, I'm looking for the double greens. Those are the ones that are really moving 1-day and 5-day. They are in motion and in play. So think PKG, International Paper. They have the added advantage of being Godzillas as well. BDX, Ford. Ford just got slaughtered today. $1 billion profit warning. Yikes. Going to get the same treatment as FedEx. Standard sniper stats. Pain and suffering across the board. Squarespace, Nike, Cisco, Cliff, and Pfizer. Very little joy except for Apple and Tesla. Tesla's holding up well, like I said. The most important company in the world. U.S. Steel actually not bad at 62 on the 2-day. So it's kind of bottomed out and stabilizing. Otherwise, Latin America, Brazil, and Mexico, but we knew that, and more to come. Take a look at the traders now. Another tough day for Tim here. This is a reasonable breakout effort. I'd like to see you trim that sooner, but that's about as good as you're going to get out of that, I think. You got to at least give it the dragon. I think this recovery was, you were waiting for the PSAR flip. That's legit. Good quick scratch. Being off the desk, 2 great big moves that you would normally have been able to get. Important to notice why the PSAR is so important. When this collapses here, you get that. When this rejects, you get that. When this rejects, you get that. So good eyes on the PSAR. You can use that to your advantage. This should be a stop and reverse because it's breaking through the VWAP and breaking the PSAR. So somewhere in here, we got to have that. Remind me when you're going to be off desk. Good scratch. Quick loss on this one, I should say. The stop and reverse, we got to re-enter on the short side. I thought that was slow to get back in, but you got paid. This entry could have been done here. Unfortunate chop inside this. This should be your stop and reverse. And again, let me know when you're out of the market. Just a tough day. Professionally traded. Luke started trading here. This PSAR flip should be here, not here. And then we should get, if you enter here, you'd have gotten paid a little better out of that. And then I think the re-entry would be here and probably scratch. I like that short. I'd like to get paid more than that for my first. I'd like to get one in hand. So I might have been a little tighter like at the edge of the dragon. That's not much difference. This PSAR flip was late. That should be a scratch. And then we should be stopping reversing here. And then on that one, a money management stop might have gotten you more of that. So flat for the day, maybe one extra R if we were timing it better, just not much follow through. And then naturally you're not going to be there for this. Woj with Devon gets paid on the move that was there, and and broke even on the chop. Got paid on the move in Tesla, but all that chop hurt. That's still pretty good. And then your Aussie. Again, let us know when you're in those meetings, because that's triggering moves. I like this one as a long scratch. We should be short here, not here. And this should be a stop and reverse here, not long there. So start respecting those PSAR flips and hit them routinely. You're giving back 2R right there. And that would have made the difference in the day. All right, that's everything we got for you. We'll get this published and posted. Appreciate your patience. Tuesday nights are always going to be a little late for the next 6 weeks or so. I'm teaching a class in corporate finance, and they want to know how to trade. And I got to be careful what I teach them. So take good care, and we shall see you tomorrow.